How we doing, everybody? DommyGun and Richie here. Who-Bangin Sports Talk. It is Saturday, October 7th. We're back with another Game 1 pick. This one, Phillies and Braves. This is the series that I'm waiting for. I think a lot of people are waiting for this series. This is going to be a great one. We know about last year, and the Phillies, they got to have that chip on their shoulder. That's for sure. Last year, these two teams battled it out. That game one when the Phillies jumped up, with a big lead, and then they ended up holding on, and then the Braves then game 2 and 3, with being outscored, like what was it, like 17-4 or something like that, and then the Braves going into Philly and dominating. It was a great series, and I don't think this one's going to be any different. Let's start with this matchup here. We got excuse me, Suarez against Strider. Let's first talk a little bit about the scheduling, and there's a couple things with this Braves team that I'm not liking. That has nothing to do with their play. It has to do with a lot of other things. Well, it does have to do with their play, but let me just get to the point, because it does bother me. First of all, it's the scheduling. The scheduling in this series is insane. If you haven't looked, Game 1 is today. Game 2 is Monday. Game 3 is Wednesday. Game 4 is Thursday. So in my mind, what that means is that the Braves, with their number 1 and 2 big punch Strider and Fried, could come back in Game 4 and Game 5 a lot easier than the Phillies can. Wheeler and Nola. What happened because of the wild card series is what? The Wheeler and Nola did their job. They came out and shut everybody down, and what a great performance by both of them. Nola did come on late in the end of the year, and when the chips are down and when the money is on the line, that's when you see these veteran pitchers step up, and Nola did do that. Strider, he's had some issues, and he's had some issues with contact. And, the Braves haven't played in 6 days. They did do a simulated game, but Strider, as well as he pitched this year, and he was just cruising for that Cy Young. And then, at the end of the year, fell off a little bit, but he did have all those strikeouts. He was dominant most of the year. Those last 2 games, though, that he pitched against the Nationals, was it 10 and 2/3 combined, 7 earned runs, 13 hits. That's not a way you want to go into the playoffs. Strider does have over a 4 ERA in September. I think overall it's like 3.83. Suarez, conversely, sub 3 ERA. He's let's see. He did face the Braves at home this year, and Suarez did not pitch well at home this year, but held the Braves to 7 strikeouts, 1 run in 6 innings. So that's something can hang your hat on. But like I said, that's the scheduling really bothers me on how they split this games up for the Braves. I don't like it. Let's see if that has any kind of effect. It definitely favors the Braves in that situation, if you ask me. There are some pretty much standouts, though, with this Braves lineup. Besides the fact that they hit all those home runs, a lot of home runs, but they scored all those runs this year and are so far in front of the second place team, really, makes you wonder, why it's like that. It makes you wonder how Olsen hit. What did he hit? 54 home runs this year, 139 RBIs or something off the top of my head. I have it written down somewhere, but those numbers are either right on or within 1 or 2. It's a little. I guess with Major League Baseball, there's always a little suspected behind in your mind, but you can't take away from anything that the Braves do. Second most wins in franchise history, 104 and 58, 307 runs this year. And they were 8-5 against 307 home runs, 8-5 against Philly, 3-4 at home, 5-1 on the road. We remember last year they took those 2 games in Philly. We remember those first 3 games. A lot of runs were scored, even though it's Strider. And I do think that Suarez is going to give up some runs, and I do believe the only way for the Phillies to win this game is by scoring uh, by scoring 5, 6, or maybe 7 runs to win this game. That's the kind of game I don't know why. You would think on paper you hear Strider, you would think maybe a low total, but this line is even moved. I took it at 8.5 -115. I seen -120 before I started doing this video. So with the money is going that way so far. We'll see what happens. It's a night game. Uh, a quick little, couple little quick numbers. Acuna, first player with 40 plus home runs and 70 plus stolen bases this year. So look out for him. They do got some speed on the Braves and on the bases. Olsen, 54 home runs, 139 RBIs. Yeah, I was right. Franchise record. A lot of times with these numbers, people get on everybody's case about, oh, he didn't hit 52 home runs, he hit 54. Still, does it say the same thing? Yeah, it says the same thing. 130 RBIs, 139. Does it say the same thing? Yeah, it says the same thing on how well he did. Might be a difference in some kind of title or something, but sometimes the numbers, don't be such a stickler on the exact numbers, a ticket split of 70%, 50% tickets, 70% handle is the same thing if I told you 48% and 67%, right? So, just keep that in mind. Phillies pen in September is pitched very well. And I think they do have the advantage than the Braves pen. I do believe that. Strider, listen, it's I hate to say this because he just is such a dominant pitcher, and I do believe he's one of the top 3, 4 pitchers in the league. And there was at a time, like I mentioned before, that he was going to be coasting to the Cy Young. But there's something about him that towards the end of the year that gives me pause, and I think he could be hit. And let's just face it, you're going to have to score runs to beat this Braves team. If you look at their line now, I'm not a big individual, as a lot of you know. I'm not a big individual player type of handicapper. I cap teams. I'm big on capping teams. It's just the way I do it. Not that my way is better than someone else's way, but that is the way I do it. And I could tell you about teams and about defense and about the starters, about the lineups. But I'm not the biggest individual guy. But obviously, I look at them. Obviously, they have, an effect in my cap, but I don't talk about them too much. But I tell you, it's just hard not to talk about this Braves lineup. ISO power alone, 400 plate appearances at least. Everybody in that lineup just about is over 200 ISO. Olsen, 320. Riley, 289. Acuna, 280. Murphy, 218. Rosario, 207. Azuna, 299. Wow. Right? Only Riley has a 25.3 K rate, last 150 plate appearances. Everybody else is league average or less. But that league average ended up at the season around, I think it was a tick over 22%. But all these guys are striking out league average or less, except for one. And, that leads me again to thinking there's going to be runs scored. Listen, we know how it is in baseball, and we know how playoff baseball can be. And we've seen the wild card, how most of the games, was all about pitching. But now these teams have settled in a little bit. The ones that have played before, they're ready to rock and roll. The other teams that are rested are teams that were dominant all year, teams that, like, let's just say the Braves, got the experience, been there before, been waiting, chomping at the bit for the last 6 days. Maybe the Phillies could take advantage and take it, jump on them quick. But I had a hard time picking the side. The old gun to head scenario, I would take the Phillies in the money line. Gun to head scenario, I would take the Phillies in the series. But like I said, I personally think that if you're going to take the Phillies in the series and don't want to put too much money out there, I would take the future on the next series to win the to win the whole conference and go to the World Series. I really believe if they get by the Braves, the Phillies are the team to beat in the World Series. They match up well against the Rangers. They can match up well against the Astros. I think they could beat the Dodgers. And obviously I'm going with the Dodgers over the D-backs. So that's where I'm going, guys. I'm on this over 8.5, minus 115. I think if you're going to get it, jump on it quick. I'm seeing 120s. I do see one minus 125. This could go to 9. I don't know if it's going to. I'm usually wrong when I say that kind of stuff, but it could go to 9. But I took the 8.5. It's going to be a great game. This game is tonight. What a great day for baseball. I know it's college football time, and I know everyone's on college football. But in the DommyGun house today, it's all about Major League Baseball. And this is your boy signing out. I'll be back with another video on the Dodgers D-back game. And then we will be back tomorrow, talk about some games. Maybe we'll see if we can get a couple of videos out. I have a busy day tomorrow. If I can get it done in the morning, I will. But anyway, follow me at Dom541 on Twitter, at DommyGun. Follow us at Who-Bangin Sports Talk. Please give us a like. Please give us subscribe to my Twitter and to Who-Bangin's Twitter and YouTube channel. We are really going strong, and we have been for the last month. So keep tuned to Who-Bangin Sports. Keep tuned to me, and I will have some playoff stuff and World Series stuff throughout. Have a